Everyone's trying to be like Dorian with the way he's training, and almost everyone's doing it wrong. They saw one clip, one intense set, and thought, cool, this is how you grow. But Dorian wasn't talking about less. He was talking about real, honest. Because one set to failure doesn't mean one comfortable set. It means one set that would break a normal person. The kind of set where you question why you even train. The kind of set that makes you see stars afterwards. Most people never get there. They stop when it burns, when it starts to feel uncomfortable, and they call it failure. But that's just discomfort wearing a new name. Dorian didn't lift for fun, didn't do it for views or likes. He lifted it to see what was left inside him when everything else quit. And that's the part people don't copy. They copy the spreadsheet, the program, but not the suffering, not the mindset. They copy the tempo, the patterns, but not the truth. You can write down his program, you can film yourself from the same angle, but you can't fake that look in his eyes. That quiet panic when the weight doesn't care who you are. That's what made him different. That's what made him a beast. Not genetics, not drugs, intent. Most people think they train hard. They don't. Here's a test. Film your top set, turn off the sound, now watch your face. If you look calm, if your breathing is steady and you rack that bar and immediately you check your phone, you left behind 2 reps. Let's be honest. Real failure isn't the last rep. It's that first rep that makes your body say no more. That's that rep Dorian trained for. And when you do that once, you realize why he only needed 1 set, because nothing else compares after that. That's the part the internet just doesn't get. They think it's about efficiency, but no, it's about honesty. And when Dorian said 1 set, he meant 1 truthful set, 1 rep at a time, until your body gives up before your mind does. If you've seen him train, it looks like someone who has a vengeance. They're working out like the world is gonna collapse around them if they don't do it, if they don't put every single blood and sweat and tears into their set. Today, everyone argues. Mike Ishertel says more sets, more structure. Dorian says 1 set, all out, but both are right. They're missing each other's points. Science gives you the plan. Intensity gives you the proof. You can have the perfect program, but if you never redline, you'll never learn what you're capable of. And you can have that crazy intensity, but if it's just chaos, you'll burn out before you build anything. That's the real sweet spot, the lifter who grows and lives right in between. He plans smart, then he goes to war. He puts all his effort into that 1 set. Here's your challenge. Pick 1 lift that actually matters. Squat, press, row, whatever you feel like works for you. Warm up like a professional, not lazy, not rushed. When it's time for that top set, cut the music. Don't look at your phone. Don't think about filming. Just load the bar and commit. Tell yourself, I'm not leaving until this set changes me, because it will. The last 2 reps will not feel like the first 8. They'll feel like static, darkness, panic. That's where you grow. That's where Dorian lived. Everyone says train to failure, but failure has levels. There's muscle failure, where you physically can't do anymore. There's mental failure, where your mind tells you no more. And then there's honesty failure. It's when you're telling yourself that you did everything you could, but you know for a fact that you probably could do more. Most lifters don't get past the first part. They stop when it hurts, not when it's over. They stop when it burns, not when it breaks. That's not intensity, that's acting. And believe me, I've seen lots of fake failures around, and intensity doesn't need noise, it doesn't need screams. It's that quiet before a rep you know might not move, but you still take it and you make it. That's not ego, that's courage, and it takes a lot of focus and intensity to do it. Dorian once said, the workout scared me. That's what it should feel like. You should feel like you're excited and a little nervous for your workout, because if your next session doesn't make you nervous, you're too comfortable. Growth doesn't live in comfort, it hides behind fear. You can't recover like Dorian if you've never pushed hard enough to need recovery. You can't claim this method if you've never met your limit. Everyone wants the secret, the shortcut, the supplement, but honestly, there's no capsule for conviction. You have to earn that. Now, let's say something most people don't say. Most lifters lifters don't need a new plan. They need a new standard. If your goal is to look like you lift, train like you care. No more halfway there top sets. No more pretending like the warm-up was work. No more checking the mirror between sets when the weight's in your hand. That's your whole world. That's when you decide you've put all your time and effort into this and you're not turning back. And that's what Dorian meant. Less distraction, more meaning. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's extreme, that's uncomfortable, but yeah, it is. And if you've never pushed yourself to that place, you've never really trained. You've just exercised. There's a difference. Exercise burns calories, training changes who you are. And it makes you question everything. It makes you feel like you've been reborn. You know, when you walk out of the gym shaking, when your brain's foggy from effort, that's training. Do that once and you'll understand Dorian immediately. So the next time you hit the gym, pick your lift, film one top set, turn off the sound, and if you can't see that fight in your face, that intensity, that chaos, you're still holding back. And if you do see it, that quiet chaos, the internal scream, you'll finally know you're training right. Because that's when that one set starts to make sense. One honest set can do more than 10 polite ones ever will. So train less if you want, or train more if you like, but train honestly. The bar doesn't care how you feel. It only cares how deep you'll go when it hurts. If this hits something inside you, good. That means we're ready to change. So comment the lift you're going to go to war with this week. If you want more videos that tell the truth, subscribe, use code FITFRICK, links in the description. Save your money, spend your effort. I'll see you under the bar. Bring the truth.